Hello and welcome once again to Books of Blood. My name is John, and this is the third time recording this particular video. This is going to be part 2 of my June TBR. The first 2 times now I do know what happened, was I didn't realize I was so low on storage and that I hadn't deleted some large files off of my phone, so it just did not have enough to complete the video, and I didn't realize that. But now I've got that fixed and everything seems to be working a lot better. You will also notice that I've got a new intro video for my channel. The original intro video that I was using, I accidentally deleted, and not only did I accidentally delete it, I permanently deleted it without realizing, and I tried to remake it and I just wasn't satisfied with how it was turning out. I tried tweaking it and stuff, but I thought, you know what, I think it might be time to make a new intro video. But anyway, you guys let me know what you think of it, okay? Give me your opinion, all right? I'd love to hear it, all right? Anyway, so I've got 6 books here once again. So it's going to bring my TBR total for June to 12 books. Will I get through all of them? I don't know. Anyway, let's start with the one. I have not read any Stephen King in about a year. And I've had If It Bleeds. I've had it on my shelf for quite a while, ever since I was able to purchase it, which has been a good while now. Anyway, this is a series of novellas, 4 of them to be exact, just like along the lines of Different Seasons and Full Dark No Stars and 4 Past Midnight. But anyhow, let's see. The title one is, it has one of King's favorite characters, which is, or our favorite King characters, which is Holly Gibney. And of course, you remember her from The Outsider and the Bill Hodges trilogy. And in this one, she's got to face her fears and possibly another outsider. And then you have Mr. Harrigan's Phone. It's an intergenerational friendship. In Mr. Harrigan's Phone, an intergenerational friendship has a disturbing afterlife. And then The Life of Chuck explores beautifully how each of us contains multitudes. And in Rat, a struggling writer must contend with the darker side of ambition. I've gotten to where I don't read the entire synopsis for King's books because the ratio between them and his novels, it almost seems like the synopsis themselves are novels or novellas unto themselves. They're just so damn long, all right? Next up from John Searles, this is Help for the Haunted. And this is about this young girl. Her parents are, what they do, they're kind of, their occupation, they're kind of paranormal investigators, but they help haunted souls. Let me read the synopsis. It begins with a call one snowy February night. Lying in her bed, young Sylvie Mason overhears her parents on the phone across the hall. This is not the first late-night call they have received, since her mother and father have an uncommon occupation, helping haunted souls find peace. And yet something in Sylvie senses that this call is different from the others, especially when they are lured to the old church on the outskirts of town. Once there, her parents disappear, one after the other, behind the church's red door, leaving Sylvie alone in the car. Not long after, she drifts off to sleep, as the story weaves back, only to wake to the sound of gunfire. As the story weaves back and forth through the years leading up to that night and the months following, the ever-inquisitive Sylvie searches for answers and uncovers secrets that have haunted her family for years. When I was a kid, this reminds me of a little story. When I was a kid, I was about 6 or 7 years old maybe. I had this weird dream, all right? And in the dream, I was in my parents' car, and my family was a Buick family. They drove Buicks, and it was a Buick LeSabre. And I was not in the seat, but I was underneath the seat, underneath the dashboard or whatever. And I was kind of looking up from over it, and the moon was shining down on the car. And there was this guy sitting on the car, and he looked, okay, I'm going to say it this way. He looked like Jesus, all right? He did. He had the long hair, the beard, the traditional Jesus that you see in paintings and such. And he just was, it was like he was looking at me, but he wasn't looking at me. And he just kept on saying, the dove of peace is dead. The dove of peace is dead. I'm like, and I just woke up. I don't know why I had that dream. I'm not a dream interpreter. I have no idea, but that was the weirdest freaking dream I think I've ever had in my life. So I don't know why I told you that story. It's just that this particular book reminded me of that. All right. Anyway, next up, we've got a folk horror. We got a little bit of folk horror going on here. We got Devil's Day by Andrew Michael Hurley. And I've really started to get into folk horror a lot lately with books like the Long Lincoln, and then The Lost Village, and then there have been a couple of others, but this one here is about the devil, all right? And all stories in the valley have to begin with the devil. After the blizzard of a century ago, it was weeks before anyone got in or out. By that time, what had happened there, what the devil had done, was already fable. Devil's Day is a day for children now, of course, a tradition that's easy to mock from the outside. But it's important to remember why we do what we do. It's important to know what our grandfathers have passed down to us. Because it's hard to understand if you're not from the valley how this place is in your blood. That's why I came back with Kat, and not just because the gaffer was dead. Though that year we may have let the devil in after all. That sounds creepy. All right? Devil's Day, Andrew Michael Hurley. All right? Next up, we've got The Invited, and this is by Jennifer McMahon. All right. And so this one is about a couple, Helen and Nate, and they take up residence on this house, like this rural house, kind of getting away from suburbia. And so let me see. Here we go. Let's see here. With her passion for artifacts, Helen finds special materials to incorporate into the house. A beam from an old schoolroom, bricks from a mill, a mantle from a farmhouse, objects that draw her deeper into the story of Hattie and her descendants, 3 generations of Breckenridge women, each of whom died suspiciously. As the building project progresses, the house will become a place of menace and unfinished business, a new home now haunted that beckons its owners and their neighbors toward unimaginable danger. So basically what it sounds like is she put all these old things into the house and invited ghosts into the house, and that's how the story ensues. All right? Oop, about to drop it. Anyway, Jennifer McMahon, The Invited. Okay? All right. Now we have from Emiko Jean, We'll Never Be Apart. And this is about this young girl named Alice. Alice is 17. She is in a mental hospital. And before she was put in the mental hospital, she had a sister named Sally, and she also had a boyfriend. And Sally was jealous, so Sally set fire to this house and burned Alice's boyfriend alive in the house. And I guess that's why Alice got put in the mental hospital. But now she has found out, or there's rumor that Sally is in the same hospital. So Alice plays the good girl during the day, going to therapy and stuff, and then she plots revenge against Sally during the night. That is pretty much the synopsis of We'll Never Be Apart. It is an example of psychological horror. And I came across this one. I did a video for different genres of horror, and one of them was psychological horror, and that was one of the examples that I found. Okay? All right, last but not least, we've got the follow-up to The Witch of Halloween House, and this is The Witches of Halloween Haven. And this one deals with the family of this particular witch from the first story, and these other witches find out what happened to her, And just like that witch put a curse on the town involving the children, this witch puts a curse on the town involving the adults. And once again, it is up to the children to figure out what the hell is going on with this town and these witches and this curse before it is too late. The first one I found it to be, it was a 3-star. I think I rated 3, maybe 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. And I'm looking forward to reading this one as well. So that is going to do it. That is part 2 of my June TBR. I'm going to post this on Tuesday. I hope this recorded right because I'm getting tired of re-recording and re-recording. Anyway, until then, you guys take care. Part 1 of this is going to post on Monday. So again, please take care and be safe out there, okay? Bye-bye.